Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. This is our 100th live session, so we're excited. And we have some special guests waiting backstage to bring on. So I'm Tanis Coughlin from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy. And I'm joined by my co-host, Jennifer Tchaikovsky. Can you believe it, Jen?
It is really hard to believe that we are at 100 live episodes.
And this just started because we kept having these conversations on our own. And we're like, maybe we should just record them. Well, maybe we should do them live and involve other people.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful backstory in the sense that, you know, we would sit and we would talk and we would have these really in-depth conversations about our journey, our struggles, everything that's coming up for us, the insights that we're gleaning as we go, the mistakes that we're making, all of that kind of stuff. And then, you know, originally it was just, okay, cool, let's share this. And so we started with the recording of Twillow Talk and then allowing that to, be posted and things. And I was like, okay, I think I can be okay with that. And then it was, well, let's just do this live. And it was like, what?
It took a minute for her to catch up with the idea.
Did you say live, like in front of like actual people who can comment and like, yeah. Okay. It took a good minute to be like, oh, okay, I think we could, okay, sure. So the fact that we've hit 100 live episodes and have, you know, wonderful chatters and have had such lovely, amazing guests and have met such incredible people along the way. It's been such a blessing for us to do this. So yeah.
And so we're going to give you a quick update of energies, and then we're going to bring in our guests because we have some awesome guests with us today.
Yeah.
So in terms of Schumann, I don't have it shared for you today, but I'll just tell you. So we are at 48. Baseline, of course, is 7.8 hertz. So when we're up at 48, we're pretty high vibration. Schumann resonance measures the vibration of the earth. So hold on to your hats because we're having these spikies, right, going on. And we've had a bunch of M-class solar flares in the last couple of days. So if you're feeling a little bit like off, you know, or you're feeling a little over emotional or not quite sure what's going on, that might explain it for you. What have we got going on in the human design?
Yeah, well, we've also had some shifts, right? So we had a big shift. So we had talked a couple weeks ago about the Mars, Uranus, and Algol conjunction that was happening and the emotional kind of upheaval that might come with that if we're not mindful. And that has begun to shift, right? So Mars is transited on. So that energy, we felt a bit of a release. I don't know if you guys felt it over the weekend, but a bit of a release of just like, okay, something's a little different. And then we went into the full moon. So, you know, here we go.
Isn't the full moon funny? It's always a release for me. So, yeah.
Well, and I could take a look really quick too, like the moon, noticing and paying attention to the moon and the house that the moon is in for you can really help understand kind of the emotional journey you're on and what's going to come up for you. And that's going to be different for all of us. But, you know, the transit is, of course, the same. So, so where are we right now? The sun is currently in gate 56 or gene key 56. And this is the wanderer, right? This is the gate of stimulation. And so this is about moving from distraction to enrichment to intoxication, right? So really being able to harness that energy, keep ourselves from being distracted in order to really deepen our experience. And I'm going really quick because I want to get to our guests, but halfway through the week, Thursday, we're actually shifting into the 31st gate. Okay, and this is the gate of influence. This is the gate of leading. It's a throat gate, so it's the voice of I lead. And, you know, what is that going to show up for us? So we're moving from a place of the shadow of arrogance into that siddhi of humility through the gift of leadership, right? Really being able to step into what it is we're meant to bring forward. So notice if, that shift in energy comes and you have this like, I need to be heard. I need to be heard. You need to understand what I'm saying. If that's coming up for you, if you feel like you're, getting a little scornful or maybe being a bit deferring in that energy, just notice it. Right? And see, like,
she means frustrated and annoyed. Just say it.
Fair enough.
Say it. How is it?
Right? So just again, notice it. Notice how it might be showing up and hold space for it. Right? We've got the sun that's entering Leo today. All kinds of interesting energy that's going to come from, being in Leo, recognizing, Pluto, opposition sun, retrograde stuff is happening. So there's just lessons, things that are going to come up, obstacles that are going to show up for us. But they're there to help us move through. Right. And so just as you're, transiting the energies and all, if there's something that comes up and it just kind of, hits you sideways, phone a friend. Hey, this is what's happening, right? And allow that friend to go, yeah, me too. So that way we can just kind of recognize, all right, we're in this together and it's all okay.
Yeah, I used my phone a friend today. That's one of those cheats, wasn't it? On one of those old game shows? Mm-hmm. Phone a friend.
Yeah.
All right. So let's introduce our guests because, we want to have them on and talk. Mm-hmm. So we have our amazing tarot stash, Gerald, who is on with us once a month.
Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's great to have you on as always. It's awesome.
Great to be here.
And we have Ramsey Cheedy.
Hi, everyone.
Ramsey.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there's his name.
Did you get that?
He wrote it.
Gerald got all of
it. And then we have awesome Jeff Pulver.
Congratulations.
There we are.
Thank
you. And the beautiful Jacqueline Richards. Hey, Jack.
Good day and congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's so awesome having you all here today. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say hello to a few people in our audience, and then we'll have you tell us what you do. Okay. We would like to say hello to Kaylee. Hey, Kaylee.
Hello.
And a hello to Mark. Nice to see you. Thank you. And Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Hello. Great to have you on. And Hypnocity. Well, we're glad you found our channel too. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting. Mm-hmm. So awesome. So Gerald.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you do, please?
I do a lot of stuff on YouTube. I am a reader. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I do Akashic Records. I also do a show that is called Laugh and Learn, where we take a subject and we learn about it and we laugh while we learn it. And in fact, tomorrow I have a Laugh and Learn about water with somebody. I don't know if you've ever heard of this person. Tanis, Twillow Lifestyle will be on the channel today at 2 p.m. And
Absolutely.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So I do a variety of things. I do private readings, and I really like doing those because it's a great way to connect and to use a lot of the skills that I have to help people understand what's going on.
Awesome. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Ramsey.
Oh, I was the message. Like,
I saw that. Ramsey.
I'm back now. What do I do? I do little things here and there. I'm a psychic medium. I love you got my name right because Ramsey could be written in 500 ways and you nailed it.
He's good.
So I do psychic mediumship, and I also help people overcome any blockages that they have. I mainly work with money because my background in finance, but I do work with people with different blockages. So that's what I do for the time being.
Oh, sounds like there's news to come. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Mhm.
And Jeff.
What do I do?
Yeah.
I help others see the future.
Beautiful.
I'll be without describing what that is. I just wrote a book called
did.
Embracing Soulful Entrepreneurship. So there's that.
It's great.
Actually, I wrote another book on quantum manifestations, and then over the weekend I just wrote a book about how to get your book published. But it was a really thin book. But it's actually I've been learning, researching about this whole world of vanity presses and proper literary agents, and I just took all my knowledge and decided, what the heck, let me put it to action. So I'm practicing what it's like to self-publish. So I'm doing it on a book called for self-publishing. So it's sort of a little.
Awesome.
Yeah, but what beyond that? What do? I help people see not only the future but themselves. I do private readings, you could say. I also do strategic advisory work for large companies. I may be doing a reading when I'm doing that work, but they don't necessarily know that, because at the end of the day, it ends up being the same
we should
thing.
do this. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's anyway, and I'm here, and I'm grateful to be here and be a guest here today. And congratulations once again.
Thank you. Well, you and Jacqueline should chat. So Jacqueline, she has self-published.
Yep.
The
I
Wealthy
did.
Yogini.
Yep.
This is her tagline. Do you want to talk about what you do, Jacqueline, please?
Sure. So good to be here. I'm giddy because I've known these two ladies for a very long time, and all they really do is laugh and tell me exactly how things go.
What are you trying to say? We're bossy?
No, I would never say that. But what I would say is take a long, deep breath, lift your shoulders, take them back, release them down. Because that's what I talk to with my clients. When I'm not teaching yoga and talking about yoga for your personal finances, that is my self-published book. I didn't think that I could do anything like that. And when I decided to take a moment and say, why couldn't I do that? I've done a lot of things, and why couldn't I? It's not a Harlequin romance. However, money and yoga could be a Harlequin romance. I'm a mortgage. Thanks, Ramsey.
Trying to get it, man.
So I'm a mortgage agent. So I help people make those big decisions when they're not thinking. I should talk to Tanis, or I should speak to Jennifer, because they might be able to help me in my journey. I am talking about what interest rates going up or down. Do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? Do you want to stay with mom and dad? Because that might be a great option. For me, when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you want to contact your mortgage honey. And when you're not contacting the mortgage honey, we'll do yoga together. There
you go.
Since we're kind of on the book theme, Jen, you published.
I have.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about that?
I have an EMDR workbook for therapists that's been used
that too.
And a client guide to go with it. So I give that to my clients when we do EMDR. And then I did the human design coloring book and journal to get to know yourself and learn about your own design. And there's even some spots in there for you to learn about designs of those you love, right? Family and friends. There's some extra in the back there for learning. And then, that whole over the weekend writing, I don't know. I had this moment of, wouldn't it be cool to have an adventure story about characters based on their human design stuff? Because Gerald and Kaylee and I had been talking about that at one point for another show that we were going to do down the road. And I thought I could probably do something like that. And so that is basically its rough draft is done.
Awesome.
So yeah, so that was a lot of fun. It's cheese. It is so cheese because I am not an adventure writer, but it's based on each of the aura types, and it's super. It was so much fun to do.
Awesome.
So.
Beautiful. And Gerald, you do creative stuff. You do quilting.
I do. Yeah, I do quilting. I teach color confidence class for quilters, so that they can understand what they like and why it works, so that way when they want to break the rules, they know what they're doing. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And we have a visitor, Ramsey.
Cool.
Hey, Bella Luna. Hi, sweetie. How are you?
It's fun.
She's like, I don't know. I'm fine. I'm just hanging out.
Awesome.
Beautiful. So as we normally do, we pick a topic. You guys ready for a topic?
Yes.
You're all set?
So here's our deck.
Soul Truth.
All right. Let's see what we got going on. What do they want us to talk about?
I'm sure it will be interesting.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. We can vote on this too, by the way. So if we vote and we don't want this one, we can pick a second card. Yeah.
It's a bit heavy. Okay, Here we go.
Ooh.
All right.
Who am I ready to forgive?
Ooh, forgiveness, huh?
Ooh.
That is a bit heavy.
It's a bit heavy. And I'm.
What do we think?
So what it says. So there's a quote on here from Carl Jung on the back, and it says, "I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become." Okay. It says it's time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. What do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? It is a heavy card, and yet what comes thinking about this is so much of the work that we do with like the Ho'oponopono and things like that, and really bringing it home to ourselves, right? We don't necessarily have to, get into the nitty gritty of all of the different things that happen, but the things within ourselves that hold us in that victim place, right? And to really release that so that we can move on to whatever it is that we're meant to do, right? Because ultimately we become the ones that hold ourselves back from that when we get stuck, right? In places that were never ours to begin with.
Yep, this is true. So how do we feel about this topic? Are we good? Yes? No?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
We're good?
Yeah.
We got bubbles. We're good. Okay.
We got a whole lot of thumbs up happening.
A whole lot of bubbles happening. Because really that's where the deep work is for Twillow Talk Live. That's, we get into those topics. That is where we go. And forgiveness is certainly a good one, because we all need to look at that. There's always something that we can forgive and move forward, right? And we have a few people here just to say a quick hello to. So Rachel is on, and she's saying this moon brought out a lot of stuff. Yes, it still is. It still is. And we have Brenda here as well. Hey, Brenda, thanks for joining us. Hypnicity says all experiences are stepping stones. Absolutely. Definitely. So, comments.
I'll jump in. So I happen to be at a casino for a couple of days, maybe because I'm playing poker, and so talk about forgiveness, right? So, it just like I hope other people live in the moment, and I tell people, if you to get into being in the moment, if you let go of the past because it's happened, The future is not guaranteed, but all you have is the time you have. Well, think about sitting at a poker table where the deck of cards has no memory. The fact that I messed up the hand before, right? The only one who's holding me back from the current hand I'm in is me. So I have to forgive myself and how I behaved in order to be present for that moment, because every time there's a new hand, every time there's a new shuffle, is a new opportunity to win. It's a new opportunity to learn. And if I'm not learning, then that's on me. So I look at it, so forgiveness, while I can forgive others, sometimes it's hardest to forgive yourself. And it hit me this morning about the analogy about the fact that life can be a deck of cards, that the cards have no memory. You're just being shuffled and being presented. It doesn't know that I had ace king and I lost anyway, but I won with a pair of sixes. It doesn't care. It just I'm playing Texas Hold'em. Anyway, the point is that it is what you make of it. Right? And the only person who's pushing that pressure on is yourself. So when you take away that pressure and you accept you for who you are, and you allow yourself to accept you and forgive you for and what you want to go, everything becomes possible. We create those blockages upon us. And so yes, for me, for the last 2 days, life is about a deck of cards, and there is no memory. There's just the moment I'm in.
Well, that's where we find the peace, is in the current moment.
Yes,
right?
Yes. And frankly, when you're playing in a tournament, there's no guarantee I'll be in the tournament in 5 minutes. So I have to make the most of it at that moment.
Yeah.
True.
And yes, and the peace comes in, goes out, but there is that moment of just being present. And that's what I really like playing cards for.
Yeah. It's a great analogy, though, for it. Right? Because we hold on to the memory of it. And this is where a lot of like the trauma work and stuff comes in, is that we're like, we have to work through the memories of all of the things, because they're constantly infiltrating everything else moving forward.
Yeah.
But if we could look at it that way, and we could allow those things to be processed through, then we can have new experiences. And that's really the only way we can ever have a new experience.
Right.
Without filtering it.
Right.
Well, and along those lines is, if we're holding on to these things, we have no space to be in the moment. We have no space for being here and now. We have no energy to put out there what more we want. And so holding on to that, I mean, it's like decluttering. We have to declutter. And how we do it, there, as many people who are watching this, there's that many ways to declutter and to release it. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. When Jeff was speaking, and is learning, for me, it was learning versus losing. Like if I am not learning, am I losing, or could I be winning? That learning piece, can we forgive ourselves for having to learn a little bit more, or is it really about losing a little bit more?
Well, sometimes you can lose and learn at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm sitting around here and we're playing cards, and right now I'm thinking about cards you played 10 minutes ago and it still bothers me, I'm going to lose. I have to let go of the fact that you won, even though because you bluffed me out, right? So it's like, so being able to let go and to be present for yourself, right? And sometimes the best learning you will have may cost money, but when you allow yourself to be free, then you could get to a much higher level, higher vibration, and so then there's no money exchange, just knowledge. Yeah. And I don't necessarily think knowledge has to be acquired by pain or by paying.
Right.
But it's just letting yourself be open to what's happening. And so I was dealing with some practical realities, and so it's a very nice reinforcement of that. And so I hope there's no pain, and I hope that we can win by learning. And sometimes we have to learn to lose to understand what that is about. But I'll just share this, that when my dad was alive, one of the things we used to do was play backgammon a lot. And once my dad stopped playing with me because he thought I was allowing him to win. I wasn't playing hard. And he told me a life lesson. He said, I'm only will play with you if you play to win. Don't waste my time.
Wow.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Powerful statement. Powerful statement.
And so whenever I did play backgammon with him, I only would play to win. And I thought I was being selfish, but he thought I was being stupid, not to play to win, right? So, because for him, the fun was the winning strategies.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't there to let me win.
Yeah.
And so I when I remind myself of that from time to time, that, when I play certain things, I play to win, because otherwise, what am I doing? And so it's hard for me to enforce that, though. But I do carry that lesson.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful thing, because we think winning is selfish, or playing to win can be selfish. And yet being able to actually challenge those that we're with and those around us. Like, I've, had some of my greatest learning experiences by being challenged like that. Right. And really having to actually try and go, hold on a minute. Like, I got to actually be present in this moment with what's happening and really notice it.
Yes.
Right. And it's such a beautiful thing, because, in this kind of nobody needs to win, society that we're in, it's a beautiful thing that everybody has an opportunity and that everybody's recognized. But at the same time, that challenge, right? It takes challenge for us to grow and for us to aspire and for us to change. And if we don't have something that is in some way challenging us, we have no motivation to do anything different.
True. 100%. I fully agree with that. We need a pusher, and a pusher comes from challenging ourselves and being challenged within this world. To have everything on a silver platter actually demotivates us, and it kills our spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the forgiveness, as a medium, I need to have an open vessel to receive messages, and to have that open, that clear vessel. You need to forget about everything else and focus on the present. And also allowing the forgiveness to yourself for whatever had happened, so that you could remove those blockages and be able to receive. That's a very important lesson that I've learned over the years, and it helps out in you being present at every moment to get the right card to win your game.
Well, and if we talk about the energetics behind that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's that aspect as well. When we're talking about winning, if we're stuck in the past, we're stuck in that energy, the energy of regret, whatever it was from before, like you were talking about, Jeff. But when we can step into anything is possible, or what else is next, it's a lighter energy. So there's more chance that we'll have a positive outcome.
Well, and this idea of forgiveness, it is an investment in ourselves, because if I can forgive myself, I can do what Jacqueline said, which is, learning isn't losing, it's leading to winning. I don't know, that may be a misquote, but it's this idea.
That was the idea.
I like that quote.
So, but I mean, and I'm also a believer that if I don't challenge myself and have that frame of mind, forgive myself for what has happened, forgive myself for what has not happened, and be present. If I don't challenge myself, I am going to get challenged, and I'm not going to have as much control in it, as much investment. I'm not going to always feel like I'm playing to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a choice. It's intention. Where am I setting my intention?
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes with what Kaz is saying. Being present can be challenging, proactive versus reactive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if we don't have control over it, we're being reactive as opposed to being proactive and stepping into the current moment.
And
Welcome,
it's
by the way, Kaz.
I go back to Hypnicity's comment, right? Of I'm not competitive at all. I play for fun. And I think that we can have that kind of competitive nature. I'm not competitive either. And I do play for fun, but I can also appreciate that idea of, living to win, right? Like, and whatever that means for me. And there might be a time where winning for me means, cool, it's all yours. Have fun. Right? And winning for me might be like, woohoo! Right? And it can be either which way. And I think that we have that, ability to kind of navigate what that even looks like for us. And to be able to even acknowledge, winning isn't everything, in the sense that, we get so much from losing, right? And as you guys were saying, like, losing is winning, right? And so I think that we have to, be able to acknowledge the full kind of spectrum that is here and available to us in this energy, right? And to go, yeah, like this can mean anything to me, however I choose to take it. And so bringing it back to that forgiveness piece, can I forgive myself for having this kind of very narrow parameter of what things are supposed to look like? Because that then limits my ability to be present, and my ability to enjoy the experience, and my ability to really gain something from it, whether it is winning or losing.
It's interesting. I'm thinking, when I'm playing tennis, I play to win. I play to win. And if I don't, then it was a learning experience. Maybe that backhanded moment wasn't the most perfect moment. And for me to be playing tennis, I'm competing against myself. I am that person on the other side. I am that person making that beautiful serve. I am that person I love competing. It makes me smile. Because when I lose, or if I lose, I absolutely learned something. I need to be a little quicker to the net, or I need to watch my barriers, my borders. I need to watch and see it just hit the net. I just missed it. I need to be thinking, next time. It's an interesting ride in my car when we're done.
Yes. Well, and you were saying that you are like that person across from you, right? So, because we are all one, right? If we get back to forgiveness, we are all one. So by doing the self-forgiveness, we're also forgiving others, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Ho'oponopono is all about, right?
Yeah.
Jen and I have talked about this one a lot, the Ho'oponopono.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to forgive ourselves is a beautiful gift we can give ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, how easy it is to go into that mindset of beating ourselves up. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Improving is growth.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, doggy needed to go out. I can't. I had to run, open the door. No. I don't want accidents.
All good.
Agreed.
So she's motivated to go out, so I encourage her.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah, we definitely want that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I love about dogs, they're always in the moment. They don't live in the past. The time doesn't exist. It's just they're so pure love because they're just focused on now, and that's all they have. It's now, and that's it.
Yeah.
And when we get ourselves into the now, it's amazing how it opens up a new realm for us, and it pushes all, I don't want to say negative emotions, but emotions away, where love could come out on its own without doing anything. And that is a box of treasure, because it's amazing how much you win out of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, went for the dog to hear about this.
Hey,
No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And they're a perfect example of that unconditional love, right?
Yeah.
Because they are in that moment. If we could do that more, then we would be able to step into that energy a little bit more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Rose Waters. I
Love.
do enjoy teachable moments, whether one wins or not. I like what Jacqueline said about reviewing why one lost their game of tennis and what can be done going forward, making peace with it.
Mhm.
Making peace. The next one is making peace with it and trying not to repeat it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That making peace with it. I mean, that ultimately is what forgiveness is about,
Mm-hmm.
right? To be able to take that step back and go, yeah, okay. Right. And whether it's, making peace with a mistake that I made, or making peace with the fact that I didn't stand up for myself, or I didn't say what I wanted to say, or I said what I wanted to say and went, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Right. But being able
Should have said that a different way.
but being able to, in every moment, take it as a learning experience as opposed to a moment of beating ourselves up. And if we've beaten ourselves up, we need forgiveness.
But tied to that also might be the law of readiness. That if you were having a conversation, the person that you were talking to may not have been ready to hear what you had to say. They were not ready to process what was being shared. And so it was not on you at all, actually. It was actually they're just not ready to hear that. But time will catch up, in your multiverse, and realize that you've already been through that, so no worries. But everyone has their own moments, and we're not always in sync in this plane. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be sharing what you have to share. But understand that the law of readiness, combined with free will, combined with many other things, creates the reality as we perceive it. And so sometimes you're ahead of yourself, or ahead of the person you're dealing with, even if that is you, because you could be talking to your future self or your past self,
Yeah.
or a self that's just hanging on. So there's a multitude of yous.
Indeed.
Well, okay, so and you can tell me to we're not answering that question, Gerald. I'm curious, it's because it's like, who am I ready to forgive is the card. And, what I'm wondering is because we were talking about how, timelines are wibbly wobbly at best.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about what would you say from your future self today to remind you as your younger self what it is you need to remember about forgiveness.
You're assuming my future self is older.
That's true. Your future self, yeah. Okay, well, it is you.
Maybe just wiser.
Yes.
I think maybe he was just saying wiser.
It is. Okay, all right.
Maybe not older.
You got me, Jeff. That was a good one.
I love it.
But I think, and I think part of what I need to remember now is if I don't do forgiveness, I will achieve less of what my soul's desire is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Because that's where our blockages start, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't need for me, #overachiever, I have to have, hindsight is ages. I have to, I can forgive something, and then, I can let it go. And if it shows up again, there's an opportunity to learn something new, because there's that, the law of readiness. I wasn't ready to understand, the learning from that.
Right. And
So,
there's forgiveness, but we didn't say we forgot it.
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Right.
Yes.
So there's and the art of forgiving, particularly something tragic, and not letting, I'm not saying that you can forgive a person, but you don't have to forget what happened.
Yeah. And you can still make choices that are healthy for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, Jeff. Thanks for bringing that up. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. And am I going to feel guilty about not forgetting? You said forgive and forget. That is the mantra. And maybe, like you say, maybe I'm not ready to forget it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to forgive me though?
Yeah.
That's on you.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we're all responsible for our own actions and
Yeah.
reactions, right? We're
Yeah.
never responsible for other people's. And I think that's kind of what Rose is talking about here, right? It's such a hard lesson to learn that anger, abuse, etc. from others isn't about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about the other person. And when we take ownership of that, I mean, Jen and I have talked about this a few times on the show about, when we take ownership of the feelings that we're feeling, that's when we start to have the underlying issues with it. It's if we just say, okay, yes, I am feeling the feeling of sadness, or right, I'm experiencing sadness, rather than taking it in. What's the other quote that you say with that, Jen? I'm experiencing sadness right now, or I am sad.
Right.
You?
The difference between, and you can think about it and feel into it energetically. There's a huge difference between I am sad, just the weight of that, right? Versus I'm experiencing sadness right now. That's okay. It's going to come, it's going to go. It's an experience. It's here to bring me a message, and then it's here to move on, right? And that is a huge opportunity for us to shift that narrative for ourselves, because now we're not owning that. You talk about vibrational energies, right? We're not owning that. We're just allowing it to be an experience that we work through.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Because with one, it moves. With the other, it just sticks somewhere. It's just part of the blockade that we build ourselves and prohibits us from moving forward. Actually, it regresses us energetically, physically, mentally, while the others allows us to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And interesting, like going back to the little kind of back and forth with Gerald and Jeff about like timelines and all of that kind of stuff. But this is some work that we've done before. And anybody who's done any work with their past lives has had this experience too, because we can go back and we can heal ancestrally things that have happened. We can heal other lives and experiences that we can happen. And because time is this kind of multiverse and it's all happening together in this moment, we experience that healing. And that often is about bringing forgiveness to experiences that have been really difficult, that we go, yeah, but that was from, this like other lifetime. And you go, yeah, but we're still impacted by it now. And we still have to allow space for that and to work through and say, I don't need to hold on to that. And I think that's the biggest thing when we talk about forgiveness. Like Hypnicity says, forgive and let go. It's, I don't have to carry this. I don't have to carry this as this heavy burden that is constantly weighing me down and stopping me from doing the things that I'm meant to do. That's what it's about. We're not going to necessarily ever forget what happened. There might come a time where it's just not really in the forefront of our mind, but it still gets pulled out of the filing cabinet every now and then, right? But even when it does, it doesn't hold that power anymore. That's what it's really about, right?
It's like that energetic charge, right? When we have something and there's a trauma, there's like this charge to it. And doing the forgiveness work, I mean, that's why I love the Ho'oponopono and I use it a lot in my practice. Because for me, it's still like I've done a lot of work on those past lives for that reason with Jen and Gerald, actually, in that sort of realm. And when we can release it from there, we're actually releasing it from all the cells in our body, because it's actually carried within that soul energy that comes in. So when the soul comes in and it permeates through all of our cells. So we've got that little piece from past lives. We can actually go in and go back into the past life, heal it, and it helps to transmute that energy within all of the cells in the body as well. So it can be really powerful. Right, Gerald?
Yes. I was actually, I've been.
He's our past life guy.
Well, what's interesting is there's, I think everyone who is here is very powerful. And I right now, what you saw me doing is I'm forgiving myself for actually thinking, what the hell am I doing here? And then I went, no, I was invited. I am supposed to be here. We're learning from each other. And and I think the sooner we can have that exchange, and then the fact, I was brave enough to share it with everybody who's watching, you all get a little picture of who I am. And how else are we going to have really beautiful and full experiences unless we're authentically who we are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
and isn't that a thing lately, Jen? The not feeling worthy?
Oh,
Isn't that that's in the transits and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Yeah.
were talking about that in the other show. And so like, we talk about like Pluto and transformation and some of the things that come up there, because Pluto being, all the way up there, travels very slowly. So it stays in transits for a while, then it retrogrades, and you're like, damn, we're in this energy for a really long time. Right.
Yeah.
But we go through these experiences and we have to be able to, again, bring that forgiveness piece home to ourselves and go, it's okay. Like I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to, make them again and again if I need to. Right.
And I would like to say that you are all beautiful beings, and you're all meant to be here.
mhm.
You all shine a whole lot of light.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Thanks for making it okay for me to say that. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So,
You know what? I go through that all the time.
I was like going, all of you, I was like going, when I started, I experienced some energy, and it's nice to actually have people hold space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
thank you.
Always. Yeah. I think that's something that I would say all of us in this room do fairly well. I would say hold space for each other, right? And that's such an important thing. I know one of the first shows that we did with you, Gerald, was about that, holding
Mhm.
space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And our chatters hold amazing space. You guys are having an awesome conversation over there.
They are.
Um,
Okay, so I bring some of that up here. Where are we at?
And
So-
while you're doing that, I get to say how incredibly unique we all are. And it's interesting when Gerald said, well, I wasn't sure. I was in the same place. I wasn't sure. And I needed to take that moment and say, you know what? I need to forgive that one. I need to forgive that one, Jacqueline Richards, because it's okay. Anyway, Thank you for saying that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We're just all in this together, right? We all
Yeah.
have our insecurities, and somebody said imposter syndrome. Here, where are we? Hitting the city.
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I try to reframe imposter syndrome to go, I haven't learned that yet.
Yes.
Yes.
What were you going to say, Ramses? Were you going to
Ramsey?
add something, Ramsey?
Were you going to add
Oh
something?
no, I was agreeing with you. Is that
I was just like, well, I heard that.
on me? My earpiece is not working.
Gerald, okay, everybody, we have to say stuff out loud, because I know we're all really telepathic, but we're on the show. Gerald's hearing your thoughts, Ramsey, thinking you're supposed to be saying it out loud. I don't know.
I never liked imposter syndrome either, to call out myself that. It's true that you haven't experienced it or learned it yet. It's much better. It weighs better, and it makes you feel genuine rather than a fake person hiding behind what do you call it? A mask.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we
I'm
started.
just agreeing with you.
That's why we started Twillow Talk, right? Jen and I were like, yeah, we come on and we're like, okay, guys, it's been a rough week this week. What is going on in the and then some weeks we're like,
Well, and it's so true, like this idea of imposter syndrome. And I know people talk about it a lot. And I love the idea of like, I'm always learning.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I'm a work in progress, and I'm always learning. That's why I'm here. If I had it all figured out, I wouldn't have to be here anymore. So it's all good.
But never be afraid to be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's so interesting, like we're talking about transits, and in light of the transit, like what that we're in right now, right? The shadow is distraction. And Richard Butch does the Gene Keys talks about the world mask, right? This kind of running from ourselves and putting on these masks. And I think it's such a beautiful thing, like we're talking about holding space, that this is a place where we can all come together and be who we are with every bit of who we are. And it's okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh yeah, we messed up a couple of times in the past. There's no problem.
Yeah. It's daily, isn't it? Is that what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm actually, I was actually part of, going away watching some of the conversations that we've had in the past. If y'all believe in past lives, I was like going, ooh, what's the topic? I'm still trying to figure that out. But it's like, I sort of go, I was like going, oh, wow, this is interesting. And, it's,
What's
sorry.
the topic? It's just
jumping
off point is all it is.
But no, I was thinking in the past, it's like, oh, that we've done this before. We've had these conversations.
Mhm.
So, and we will continue to have these conversations. And what's really beautiful is that the six of us together, there's a really interesting visual color energy around it. It's a very, very interesting thing. I'm like going, I don't have words to describe this yet, but I'm gonna be basking in that glow. It's like, ooh, there's
awesome.
Some sort of waves or something like that. And I'm sitting here, Jeff probably knows what it is because he understands that sort of thing. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Will you
What are you sensing, Jeff?
Just if you take a look at how some astrophysicists create pictures of gas objects in space, and some of the colors that you've seen created representing that's what I see here in the most beautiful, spectacular way possible.
So it's a weird as in fun and exciting, and I've not seen it before.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely
layers
stunning.
of waves. It's like, woo, this is like awesome.
Like swirling energy.
It's alive. It's alive. It's not just stagnant. It's alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is why I love you all.
It's like, woo. Yeah.
Wow.
So did you guys see Mark's comment? To make sure you all saw Mark's comment. So thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you.
Get those hearts going.
I'll keep them going.
There's a couple of them that have those magic screens.
If I do hearts,
Ramsey.
That was good, Ramsey.
Oh, there we go. Now we have magic too.
Magic too.
Perfect.
Got magic.
Oh, trust me, when you get an energy like this, you bottle it up and you pull it out when you most need to. And a lot of times you can apply that to forgiveness. It's like you've got to pull out resources that you have because sometimes it's easy to forgive and other times it's challenging to forgive. And one must remember you have a lot of resources and tools at your ability. You exist. And you have a lot of power simply because you exist. And choose the tools that you have. Don't overlook and don't discount anything. There.
Boom.
We got the fan for it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Betsy's like going, can I sit in for a laugh and learn about these swirling color waves? Sometimes too. Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Betsy. Thanks for joining us. And you're getting your 5-minute warning from our
I
beautiful
reached out
friend
and
here.
grabbed it. It's here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So at the
It's
end
hard
of
to
each
believe
show,
that
we give
5-minute
homework.
warning already.
I feel like we just got started.
I know.
Maybe we need to do this again.
Yeah.
As like
Perhaps
a
so, yes.
symposium.
We need
Yes.
Like a 2-hour special sometimes.
A symposium.
How do you feel?
That's like fancy schmancy.
Wow.
Just a name.
Are we
But a
doing our
symposium.
thumbs ups? Come on.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Mine is not working today.
Your thumb's working just fine. Oh, there we go. We've even got a party going on.
That's going to
Ooh.
be a party.
Damn. Look at that.
Perfect.
Whoa. All the special
Awesome.
effects. Wow.
Special effects.
See, that's the next show. We got to figure out how that works. That was good.
Yes.
I think it has something to do with their computers.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's okay. We bring our own lights.
Mhm.
Ours are different.
That's right.
It didn't make it.
It's not doing it, Ramsey. I don't
It embarrassed me now.
No, Ramsey, you've got that beautiful painting behind you.
Let them go.
Oh,
Exactly.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Did you
Damn.
see what Kaz wrote? Lately, have realized when I feel challenged, I am resisting growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, definitely. That's Rose agreed with that.
Mhm.
Well,
Uh,
that's the show.
There we
That's a
go. Ignoring it just results in more pain.
Yes.
Thanks, Kaz.
Yeah. It's amazing. You know, we talked about this recently, but the equation, right? The perceived level of suffering plus the level of resistance, or sorry, the perceived level of difficulty plus the level of resistance equals the level of suffering, right? And so as much as we make it really hard in our mind and we resist wanting to do it, we will suffer. Right. And that is a reality. And I think when we come back to that forgiveness piece, that is a part of what this is about, is I'm going to forgive myself for making this so damn hard on myself and for resisting it, knowing that once I get through it, it's actually going to be where I want to be in the long run.
Yeah, I always find it the hardest type of forgiveness is of self.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
So we always end the show with a little bit of homework.
Homework.
Oh,
Home play. Home play.
Home play.
thank you.
Home play for people.
We used Seeds from the Sacred Feminine deck. And let's see what they want us to do.
While she's doing that, I'll just ask that you like and subscribe. All of the sites and everything are below. Please like and subscribe. It's free. We also have free membership site, twillowlifestyle.ca.
Free. Did you hear that? Free.
Free membership site.
Free.
I can spell it backwards, you know.
EERF. What is that? What is that?
You can spell it backwards. TI.
Yes.
TI. I don't know if I can do that.
That's too much. Where's the dictionary?
Are you guys ready for your homework? Home play?
Go ahead.
Home play. Yes. Home play. Here we go.
Feel your pulse. I don't know that it necessarily means taking your pulse, but in light of the conversation that we had, I mean, that is quite fitting, right? To take that, inner kind of, I say like inner temperature, right? Like take, that gauge, but to feel our pulse, to really feel what's happening within us in order to be present and to notice what we have to let go of and all that. But anyway, I'll read what they have to say because they're much more eloquent about it. So let's see what they got going on. All right, here we go. Are you feeling resentful or forgetting your joy, grandchild? It is time to reconnect with the sacred feminine and give thanks for your life. You are a miracle of creation. All of life celebrates your ups and downs, for you are alive. Feel your pulse and connect with the lifeblood flowing through your veins. Your heartbeat resounds with the heartbeat of the Sacred Mother. Enjoy that reunion. When you were born into this world through the womb of your mother, your first memories were filled with the sound of her heartbeat. Remember that sacred sound, for that life-giving pulse reverberates through you, your mother, and all of creation. Get quiet for a moment and listen to the silence between the beats. Lay your fingers on your inner wrist and see if you can slow down your heartbeat. Your physical body will follow your pure intentions. In this empty space, commune with the Sacred Mother and remember your joy. Recognize the power rushing through your body and honor the life force flowing through your veins. You are a profound miracle. Never forget.
I love
Beautiful.
Wow.
that.
That was
That perfect. Go ahead, Jacqueline. Sorry.
no, I was just saying that was a great card. How perfect was that?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. We can't make this
Yes.
stuff up. It always comes out like this.
It
It's
always
great.
does.
It really does. I don't know. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
So, shall we talk about what's coming up for each of us? Gerald, what's coming up for you this week?
I have a laugh and learn with Tanis about water. We're going to be talking about water, and I have other shows. So subscribe to the channel. You can stay up to date.
Awesome. We have something next Monday too, I think.
Yes, we do.
Tarot
Yes.
something or other.
Yes,
stay tuned.
the Twillow lifestyle. Yes.
Stay tuned,
Yes.
folks.
Yes.
Always like just kind of like it's out there, but
Yep.
It's out there. Stay tuned for more info. Ramsey, what's coming up for you?
It's the tease.
It's the tease.
What's coming for me? I
Yes.
have, what do we have? We have the open mic this
Yep.
week, 2
On
of them.
Friday.
The UK is on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. London time, and on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have those 2 events. That's it for now, actually. Jennifer is coming on our show in August. I still remember that. I'm looking at the date in my head for the second time to talk about. I'm not going to say what we're going to talk about because I haven't
we're
decided
just gonna
yet.
have some fun.
Because we need these cliffhangers, right?
No, but we did.
It's what we do.
The first time. And now we'll keep it as a surprise for the next time.
There we go.
And other than that, summer is here. Enjoy the sun because it's short and beautiful. So let's all enjoy it. I know we're all radiating on the show, but do go out and enjoy the sun a bit.
Yes, it's going to be lovely weather. Weather. It's going to be lovely weather.
Lovely.
Weather.
Jacqueline, what have you got going on this week? You're always out doing lots of
Really?
networking and meeting
Yes,
new
that
people.
too. So I'm hosting a Women's Business Network. It's a breakfast on the next Wednesday, but also on July 28th, I'm working with 2 other colleagues on the power of visualization, manifesting your dreams. And so that's only a 6-hour treat in this beautiful space in Quebec. And we refer to it as Meet Us at the Land. So that's where I will be on the 28th and looking for others who'd like to come out and think about empowering their visual.
That's
Love
my
that.
birthday, the 28th.
Wow.
How handy was that?
Fun. Jeff, what's happening for you this week?
This week, I am learning to appreciate every moment that can begin again. Playing cards. But it's fun because I'm playing poker with people and I actually can read the cards they have. So it's pretty fun. But they don't get it. But it's just really funny. They think I'm just being... but anyway, it's just cute. But beyond that, I decided to look first on Night Sky for the second weekend of August to enjoy the meteor shower. But since it's going to be a quarter moon, a half moon, I actually think the first weekend of August when new moon comes is going to be a beautiful time to find yourself a night sky and stay up from midnight to dawn and enjoy the night sky and enjoy the meteor showers. That's going to be absolutely stunning. It's the biggest meteor shower of the year. Gemini's is really nice too, but the one coming up here is just spectacular. And then on the business side, I'm working on an AI conference I'm doing in October and my voice conference I'm doing in Boston in September. But for me, it's the cards and the stars.
And your books.
I was just going to say, are you going to write another book over this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that a real question?
Perfect. Jen, how about you?
Yeah. Well, it's just thinking about the stars. We climbed up on the roof with the kids for the meteor shower before, and it was just great having that time to just kind of lay there and watch and see and go, oh look. So yeah, thank you for that, because that'll be a nice reminder. What do I have coming up? Okay, so after this, actually, 8:00 tonight Eastern time, I'm going to be on with Kaylee, Moo Wonderment. And we're going to be talking about a book series. So if you want to find out more about that, it's super cool. It gets into all the clairs and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, which if you're with us, it probably is, and then you can join us tonight at 8 Eastern. And we're going to have some fun just kind of talking about the series and what we like about it and, whatever comes up. So that'll be super cool. And then as far as this week goes, that I think that does it for me for this week.
Yeah, this was the busy week for us, right? We had our mystic messages last night,
Right.
Nice.
and then we had this today. So,
Yeah.
and then I have a show with Gerald, and then I have a show. Oh, we have our UK group.
Oh, right, Wednesday.
That we're recording. It's not live, so stay tuned for that in a week or so. They usually put that up. So Therapists in Conversation. We have that on the Wednesday. Then, of course, I'm in open mic with Ramsey on Friday. And I am also, what else am I doing? Oh, well, what I'm busy in planning is an introduction to the Galactic Shaman Program.
Whoa, watch out.
I am being pushed to get it going and offer that on the Lionsgate portal. So the 8th of August. So
Nice.
Save the date, probably 7:30, I think, because I think I have a yoga class. Right, teacher?
We do.
So yes, so 7:30, likely on Lionsgate, which is August 8th. So that's one of the biggest things for me coming up, working on that. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for coming and joining us today. All of the best chatters, right, Gerald? We have our best chatters.
Yes.
And thank you so much for your kind message, Erin. That's beautiful. I really appreciate you. It's awesome. And we've got Kaz. She woke up early to see us. So we really appreciate all of you for joining us in our audience, and of course, all of you, which I am so blessed to and grateful to have you all as friends. And we're looking forward to doing this again. Right? We can do it again. Maybe 2 hours this time. So lots of love to all of you. And thank you so much for joining us for our 100th live episode of Twillow Talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's
please.
awesome.
We're all doing it. It's like, okay.
They're playing. It's a great way to
I like how it makes my head float.
Oh my goodness.
I just got that.
And I love this. It's still recording.
It is still recording. We're still live, guys. So
Bye, y'all.
Just like, I'm out.
bye, everyone. Have an
Bye.
awesome week. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.